Hi, and welcome to the No Experience. I'm Cherie No, and today, y'all, we're going to talk about something dirty. We're going to talk about the air quality in South Korea, specifically the fine dust problem. So let's just get right into the video. Okay, so the fine dust in South Korea, the air pollution problem. I'm not even sure if many of y'all even realize that South Korea does have a problem with air quality.
Some days, the city of Seoul is hardly visible due to the microdust particles or fine dust, which local residents have come to accept as a way of life. On really bad days, the government sends out mass alerts to the people, notifying them of the severity of fine dust.
Now, when I first came to South Korea, I noticed that over the course of the first year I was here, I was coughing all the time, regularly. And I always thought it was very strange because living in Oregon for all my life, I've never had a problem with coughing, but it's consistent. And what I came to realize, it's being caused by the air pollution in South Korea. So I thought this would be a good topic today. So when you come to South Korea, a lot of times you'll hear on the news, or if you use Naver, which is Korea's largest search engine, there's regular updates on the air quality in South Korea. And when the quality is high, you need to stay indoors and wear masks.
Air pollution is a huge issue in Korea. Advisories go out with alarming frequency about fine dust clogging the air. Now, according to the OECD, Korea's air pollution is the fourth worst in the world.
Okay, so what is fine dust? So y'all, let me show you something here. I just left my window open for a little bit today. Do you see that? That's not normal dust. That's yellow fine dust. Gross, right? We talk about fine dust and yellow dust here in South Korea. And according to the Seoul Metropolitan Government website, I'm going to read this little bit for you. It says yellow dust is yellow colored dust originating from the dry deserts of China and Mongolia, or the Yellowstone zone of the Yellow River, that is whisked into the atmosphere by strong winds when the atmospheric pressure is low, and that is carried to South Korea and the surrounding regions through the air before falling down to the ground. So Korea also measures the size of the fine dust, and that determines what warnings go out and what precautions that you need to take. So it did talk about China, and I'm going to mention something here. Whereas in America, we also, in certain regions like Los Angeles, New York, have problems with air pollution because of fossil fuel emissions. A lot of places in America don't have air quality problems, at least not measurable. Especially where I lived in Oregon, in most of Oregon, we don't have air quality issues. But according to research, 50 to 70% of the problem of the fine and yellow dust comes from China. However, this won't be a big surprise. China denies it. I'm definitely not going to get into that one. I just wanted to put it out there. The Chinese government denies that any of the fine dust problem in South Korea comes from China. However, most information regarding this has clear evidence that 50 to 70% of the problem comes from China. Obviously not all of it, but so we hear on the news that, say, tomorrow is going to have high levels of poor air quality. Then some of the precautions that we take is we keep our windows closed, we stay indoors, we'll wear masks when we go outside. Funny enough that I should mention masks. This is why in South Korea, people have been wearing face masks for a long time, and strangely enough, no one has complained that their rights are being taken away by having to wear a mask for their own health. Don't come at me, people. It's just an observation. Anyway, so other things that we do is we have air purifiers in our house. So here's one of two small air purifiers we have. Our house is really small. This one is in the bedroom, and this is the one that's in the only other room we have in the house, which is kind of our kitchen computer area. I'm surprised my husband actually has it on. He forgets to turn it on all the time, but good for him. The thing about this is they're not cheap. And the ones I have, I actually bought from Costco, but most homes in South Korea have these air purifiers to help with the air quality inside their house. Okay, but you might be wondering, okay, but is this fine dust dangerous? Well, that's what I was curious about. Obviously, it's not healthy for you. What I did find is that it's already known to cause coughing, as I mentioned earlier.
How you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
No! But it also causes chest tightness, shortness of breath, irritation of the eyes, nose, throat, can trigger asthma, bronchitis, any of these respiratory ailments. And y'all, it probably causes cancer. I didn't come up with anything specifically pointing to fine dust causing cancer, but I mean, let's use common sense. But here's something I didn't know and I hadn't really thought about. Fine dust, the ultra fine dust particles can actually, they're so small they can actually penetrate into your bloodstream and your lymphatic system through your lungs. So, you know, that's also a thing. So, what exactly is South Korea doing about this problem? Now, I'm just going to put this out right away as a disclaimer. That's a loaded question. And from my own short experience in South Korea, it is definitely a hot topic. So, I'll tell you what I found as of 2019. So, in 2019, the National Assembly did pass a series of bills for emergency funding. For one thing, mandatory installation of high-capacity air purifiers in classrooms. All right. Very, very small percentage of people go to school because, as you've watched my other video on the fact that South Korea has the lowest population growth in the world, doesn't seem like a huge priority, but okay. And they also encourage sales of liquid petroleum gas vehicles which produce lower emissions. What? I have no idea what that is. Am I just being stupid? What is that? I don't know. Seoul is, of course, the capital city here in South Korea, and they already introduced emergency measures like limiting vehicle use.
Ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Curbing the use of coal-fired power stations and cutting fine dust generated by building sites and power plants. With very little success. Just as a side note, I did not find any substantial information saying that South Korea has done much about the situation. But if science is to be believed, then the bigger problem isn't in the peninsula, but the northern neighbor. So I have a feeling this problem is much bigger than any 1 or 1,000 or million, well, maybe 1 million people can fix it. I don't know. But it's a big problem. And I don't have answers to how that will be fixed, but it is a problem. It does not seem to be getting better. Anyway, I really do hope that you liked this video. Don't be afraid to come to South Korea. We have a lot of good days. Yes, some days are not great for air quality, but we keep the window closed. And, you know, you just ride it out. Please do consider subscribing to this channel. I am trying to get this channel monetized so that I can afford to go out and show you more of South Korea. And if you'd like to help make that happen, you can support me at patreon.com/theknowexperience. So y'all, until next time, stay classy, YouTube. Bye.